Shelby, and this is News Channel 15. The town of Gettysburg was a small town with only about 2,000 people. It was famous for its 3 newspapers, school, and the railroad that had recently been built. The Civil War forever changed this small town. I'm Shelby Gibson from News Channel 15. I'm here with Mandy Smith. Her husband, John Smith, died fighting for the Confederates in the Civil War. So Mandy, how do you feel now that your husband has passed?
It's really upsetting to both me and the kids, and it's really sad to think about it now.
Do you know what you're going to do with your family?
It's still new to us, and we're trying to get used to having him not around, but we're making it.
Did your husband ever write any letters to you?
Yeah, he did a couple times.
Good. Can you please elaborate on what he said?
He hopes to be home soon and that he misses us.
How did you find out that your husband passed away?
I went to get the mail one time and I found a letter.
Are you upset that the Confederate lost the war?
You could say that, but I never really agreed with it. But
so you're glad the war is over?
Definitely.
The Battle of Gettysburg consisted of 3 minor battles from July 1st to July 3rd of 1863 in a town called Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The Battle of Gettysburg was often described as a major turning point in the Civil War for the Union. The Union's General George Meade and Robert E. Lee was a general for the Confederates. I'm Shelby Gibson, and this is Channel 15. I'm here with Justice Todd, a field nurse for the Union, and her husband Hunter Todd, who's a soldier for the Union. So Justice, can you describe all the pain and suffering the soldiers went through coming to you for help and first aid?
Well, whenever I was on the field, there were many loud screams and shouts of the soldiers being in pain. Numerous times I couldn't make it to them in time because they were already suffering.
Did you ever get hurt on the field?
I never got hurt, but I came really close to it.
Do you have any family?
I do. I have a husband and I am taking care of my niece.
Do you have a right to them?
I do, and I tell them about the experiences that I've been going through.
Are you happy that the Union won the war?
Very happy.
Are you glad that the war is over?
I am. I mean, you only live once, but the soldiers in our hearts will live on forever.
The next day, July 3rd, hosted intense fighting at Culp's Hill as well as a grand assault upon the Union Center, now known as Pickett's Charge. The Union achieved victory in both of these actions, and the Yankees won the day and the battle along with it. The largest battle of the Civil War, producing more than 51 casualties, was over.
Hi, I'm Abraham Lincoln. 407 years ago, our father brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we're engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is also altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract the world with will little, no, nor long. Remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Woo!
You can cut that out, right?
Pain and suffering the soldiers went through coming to you for help.
My
and
toe.
grace.
That's Stephen Bird. That was a good one.
Justice. So,
Justice. Do you have any family back home? You cannot look at me.
do you have any family back home? Do you have any family back home?
Yeah, I have a husband, Hunter.
I'm Shelby Gibson for News Channel.